moving ahead with the troubleshooting. What if regression does not work? So if regression does not work, we have to check out if it's numeric and read out the error. Sometimes the error is argument type cell. We cannot have cell operations. So keep your calm and read. The error is one part. Once you start doing this, you will see some common errors which you can then handle in a confident manner. So I've tried to check out most of the errors and the methods that you're going to face. So this kind of analysis will help us how to look at how is beta changing over time. So based on that. So few commands I would like to talk more before we wrap up the regression session. So the regress command can help us get all the things, but if we don't do anything, it will just give us B. So if you remember about the optional arguments and the optional output framework of MATLAB. So if you give the minimum number of arguments required by MATLAB, it would still work. While if you don't give the details about the output that you want to get, so it will just give you one output, which is like the first part of the many output that it could give. So the regress command when we used, we got just one output in this example, which was like 1.4 or something like that, and that was just B. Well, the second, if we use the first line command, then we'll get everything. We'll get R stats and other stats, and if you use plot regression, now here is one thing interesting that you should note, that plot regression has Y as flipped over, so don't do that mistake again, because sometimes we do this and we get that. So the plot regression will have the S&P return and the Amazon return being swapped with each other. So that's how we are going to look at, and then we are going to check how to find out beta changes over time. Let's go to the MATLAB screen now. So as I told you, I have made editor on top so that I can just select it and click on evaluate selection. Once I do that, all of these integers get saved in the places, and then you have a plot regression which will plot the regression. So I'll quickly plot the regression and show you how that works. So this is the regression. Now we can match the data. Output is equal to 1 plus target 0.0021. This is 1 and this is 0.0021. Let's try to check that in our stats. So I'm going down to check to stats. 0.0021 is the stat. Do we have other detailed stat now? Let's try to go and look back at the syntax. So the syntax at P is equal to both of them. Let's go and check P. So P should have both the data. So 1.04 is it's just having the slope. Let's check for the intercept. So I think this is not the intercept, but anyway, so we can get all the data that we are looking for. The other way of looking at it was the last command that we tried was stats, which is regression stats. If you want to get, we can check out the slope from there. Now the other trouble that comes in is you want to find out change of beta over time. So which means that you need to break everything into 4 or 5 time periods and check that. So MATLAB would help you get over that quite easily, because if you want to do this in Excel, you have to like go on and select the parts. In MATLAB it would be quite simple. You have to just break those 4 data into 4 parts and you can check out the beta. So we would save the regression all the workspace as save regression variables, and when you click on that, all of this would be saved here. So you can see this in the documents MATLAB folder. So all of these variables, and you can load this back. So in this way you don't have to create a lot of things. The extension of this is generally mat, but you can choose the extension that you like. Okay, so that was all about how to run the regression and how to end that. We'll see at more fancy features.